there everybody, Chris Hunter here with Russell Barnett Kia, and thank you for watching the Cooking It Up Kia web show. I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes. My mom taught it to me when I was a young kid. The great part about it is it tastes delicious, it takes very few items to make it, and it's very quick to make as well. What I'm going to make for you today is my mother's meatball stroganoff. Alright, so the first thing you need for meatball stroganoff is you need some extra wide egg noodles. I prefer the extra wide. If you prefer a different style, you can use it, but you do want the egg noodles. You also need cream of mushroom soup. Again, you don't have to use Campbell's. I prefer it. It gives it a better coloration than some of the off brands. And last but not least, you'll want this 1 pound tub of Daisy sour cream. Any brand is fine, but you want sour cream. Now, these are all the things that you're going to need for making the noodles and the stroganoff. I'm going to make meatballs from scratch, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. With that being said, if you're in a crunch for time, there are several frozen meatballs that are available for purchase that are actually really good. So if you decide you don't want to go through the time, because it does take a little more time to make the meatballs fresh, definitely consider that. Alright, so for the meatballs, if you want to use the way I do it, I do a pretty simple thing here. I'll show you what we've got. We've got 1 pound of ground beef. We got some salt, Italian seasoning, some of those club crackers I've ground up, so we've got some good cracker crumbs, 1 egg, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and what we're going to do is we're just going to add this in here. So we'll add a little bit of salt to our meat. We'll throw in some Italian seasonings. After all, this is an Italian dish. Alright, we're going to do some black pepper in here. Now, I like mine a little bit more black pepper, so you can cut it down if need be. Next, we're going to go with the onion powder we got here, and we're just going to put a little bit in there. Next, we've got our garlic. Garlic being a superfood, I put it on just about everything. Alright, now we're just going to crack an egg. Put that in there too. Alright, so once we've done that, we'll take our breadcrumbs. Now this is about a half a sleeve of club crackers that I've done here. Now you just mix those up, roll them into small balls, and you're going to bake them in the oven at 350 for right at about 15 to 20 minutes. Alright guys, so as our meatballs cook in the oven, I just want to take a quick moment to remind you, if you're in the market for any crossover SUVs, the Kia Soul for 2020 has undergone a massive overhaul. It looks entirely different from the way it used to, from the exterior to the interior. A lot of changes and a lot of neat things coming on the way for Kia. Alright, so after 15 minutes on the dot, all of our meatballs are ready to come out of the oven. So let's take a quick look and see what we got. Oh, you can't tell me those don't look good. Prime and boil your water. What do I mean by prime? Well, you want to use something so that your noodles don't stick. Some people use oil. I use salt. A buddy of mine once said to me, he said, Chris, he says, you know, you're using that oil. He said, there's easier ways, there's better ways. I said, well, what do you mean? He taught me, if you make the water as salty as the sea, it will stop your noodles from sticking when you boil them. The added advantage is, with oil will make your sauce run off your noodles. Whereas with salt, the salt won't make your sauce run off. I've tried them both ways myself, and I found that salt indeed does let the noodles stick. If you don't currently use salt, maybe it's something you want to try. So as we get our water boiling so we can boil up our noodles, we're going to take the 2 cans of the cream of mushroom soup, and we're going to take about 60% of this tub here. You don't want to do too much, and we're just going to empty the contents of that off into this pan. Once we've mixed our sour cream and we've mixed our 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, or 1 big can, we're going to take and mix it up thoroughly. Once we get this mixture all mixed up thoroughly, we're going to do a little trick that my mom didn't do, but I've since taught her, and it does help it a lot. What we're going to do is we're going to take those meatballs that we cooked earlier, and we're actually going to add them into this sauce that we're creating, and we're actually going to just let them simmer for a little while, which will let the flavors of the sauce combined with the meatballs, and the flavors of the meatballs combined with the sauce. And we'll just let it simmer for just a few minutes. Our noodles are all done. We've got our sauce that's been simmering with those big meatballs in it. And all you do, take a little bit of the meatballs, some of the sauce, put it right over here just like you would a spaghetti. You want a little bit of good coverage here because this stuff is delicious. Now me personally, I like to do a little bit after that. I'll take magic ingredient of parsley flakes, just go over the top, give it a little bit of color. And with that, congratulations ladies and gentlemen, you have made my mother's meatball stroganoff. Thanks for watching. Please like and share if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Monday with another exciting recipe, Cooking It Up Kia.